This video is a lesson I had with Coach Charles in Chiang Mai, and at this time of year in Chiang Mai the air pollution gets really bad for about a month, sometimes more, and so you can see we're both wearing masks. And I specifically asked Charles, let's do drills that don't require much running, because the air quality was really bad. So let's go through the lesson. So we started off with hitting some forehands, and what I'm trying to do here is just trying to get used to changing the direction, so hitting down one line and then hitting cross court. So trying to get better at controlling the ball, because my consistency on the forehand is quite good now, so I'm trying to practice, changing the shape of the ball, changing the accuracy. And here I'm going from trying to hit line to line, and then doing the same on the backhand. And then here Charles is feeding the balls much higher, because I have a lot of problem hitting that high backhand. So there he's telling me to hit it downwards a bit more, to try and get over the ball a bit more. And then a low one. And again here, one of the issues I had is I'm hitting the underside of the ball. So what I'm trying to do is get better at, firstly hitting the correct side of the ball, so not underneath it, but kind of on the side and even slightly towards the top, and also following through properly, really extending my arms through the shot, rather than kind of just sort of collapsing my wrist. So you can see there, when my arms go forward and the racket comes all the way over my shoulder in the follow through, that's the correct way to do it. So I've got to get used to that. And then here I really wanted to practice second serves, because my second serves are awful in terms of consistency. So the main advice Charles has given me with the serve is to really push my chest up towards the sky. Because one thing I do is I throw the ball too low and I kind of collapse my chest down and sort of hunch over, and then what it does is it lowers everything, and it means I'm hitting the ball into the net. So by opening my chest up, it's kind of forcing me to kind of extend more, and then I'm connecting with the ball at a higher point and able to hit downwards more. So I found it incredibly useful, actually. We haven't done much serve practice or serve lessons, so it was a really useful tip, because I could see other people serving and I could see that they were really extended, almost stretching right up to the sky. And I never looked like that. I always looked a bit crunched, and I wasn't sure why. But getting my chest up, pointing my chest upwards when I'm tossing the ball up, has really helped. And it gives me a bit more space to rotate and really kind of get more power into the shot as well. The reason I'm inside the court here is Charles wanted me to feel what it's like to be closer, to see how much downward angle I'd need to hit on the serve. And now we're doing the opposite. I'm going way behind the baseline to see what it feels like to, hit it from there, and then coming back to the actual baseline to serve, so that I'm kind of getting a feel for, how downwards to hit it, because it's quite tricky. How much through the ball, how much downwards should you do? So I'm just kind of getting used to that. So it was a really good exercise, that, by trying from inside the court and then trying from way behind the baseline. To get a better feel for when you're actually, serving in the correct spot. And you can see that the second serve is improving. There's a bit of spin on it, and it's kind of dipping in. And I'm hoping, if I can keep pushing my chest up like that, and I'm connecting with the ball higher and more extended, then it just gives me a lot more room to clear the net. So I shouldn't be doing as many double faults. Now the tricky thing, a lot of the tennis shots, is that with the second serve, especially in a match, it's quite scary, because you don't want to miss it, because you lose the point. So the tendency is to kind of slow everything down and be really cautious and careful with the swing. But actually you have to swing it full commitment, just like you would a first serve, but you're just spinning it in a different way. So I've got to kind of overcome that mental barrier of getting scared on the second serve and slowing down, and instead I've got to really swing through it so that it gets that spin and dips the ball down into the area that it should be landing in. So really good lesson, and I think from that lesson I just need to practice and practice and practice. hit hundreds of balls serving, hit lots of first serves, second serves, and then in the match situation, just try and commit to that second serve and go for it, and don't slow my racket head down. Really just swing through it and see what happens.